Hello students, welcome to the course on Analog and Digital Communication Systems. And the course code is EC501. This is the course for BTech 5th semester EC students. Myself, Dr. Shurojit Boshak, Assistant Professor, EC Department of Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, Kolkata. Today we are starting lecture number 3 from the module 4 signal vector representation. And the topic is signal space analysis. The lesson objective of this topic is analyze signal vector representation by creating signal constellation. And this topic is mapped with CO number 4. Actually, in the last class, we have discussed on Graham-Smith orthogonalization procedure. That means we have been given the signals, but we have to determine the basis functions from the signals. That procedure already we discussed in the last class, which is called GSO. And also solved some problems. Now today we discuss first conversion of the continuous AWGN channel into a vector channel. So let us start the lecture number 3 from the topic signal space analysis. Suppose that the input to the bank of n product integrator or correlator is not the transmitted signal SIT, but rather the received signal XT defined in accordance with the idealized AWGN channel. That is to say, XT is equal to SIT plus WT, where T belongs to 0 to capital T and for I equal to 1 to M. Here WT is a sample function of a wide Gaussian noise process WT or capital WT, whose mean is 0 and power spectral density N0 by 2. Correspondingly, we find that the output of the correlator, say J, is the sample value of a random variable Xj, where Xj is equal to integration of 0 to T xt phi jt into dt. So it is Sij plus Wj. Now the first component Sij is a deterministic quantity controlled by the transmitted signal SIT. And the second component Wi or Wj is the sample value of a random variable Wj that arises because of the presence of the channel noise Wt and is defined as Wj is equal to 0 to t integration of 0 to t Wt phi jt dt. Consider now a new random process x dash t whose sample value x dash t is related to the received signal xt is x dash t is equal to xt minus j equal to summation of j equal to 1 to n xj phi j t dt. Now substituting the term xj from integration of xt phi j t dt, or better to say xj is equal to sij plus wj, we can say that x dash t is equal to xt minus j equal to 1 to n. Xj means sij plus wj into phi j_t. Therefore, xt, which is sit plus wt. Now put this xt in this equation. So xt is equal to sit plus wt. Now this is summation over j equal to 1 to n sij phi j_t, that is sit. So sit and sit cancelled out, so only comes wt minus summation of j equal to 1 to capital N wj phi j_t. So that is considered as a say w dash t, which means that the sample function x dash t depends only on the channel noise. We may thus express the received signal as xt is equal to sum of j equal to 1 to n xj phi j_t plus x dash t. So j equal to 1 to n xj phi j_t plus x dash t. Basically, x dash t comes from this equation that x dash t equal to w dash t. So xt is equal to sum of j equal to 1 to n xjt phi j_t plus w dash t. Remember that this expression is actually random in nature or stochastic in nature due to the addition of noise. Whereas in the first expression, that is st equal to summation of sij phi j_t, it was a predictive nature or linear combination of n orthonormal basis function and which is not random in nature, because at that equation noise is not added, but here the signal is added with noise. Then the nature of the channel is stochastic or stochastic behavior of the channel due to the addition of channel noise. Now, statistical characterization of the correlator output. So this is the correlator circuit, figure number B, 3B, analyzer circuit. This is actually the correlator circuit where SIT signal entered with an n number of correlator circuit. That means multiplier followed by an integrator circuit, and we get the coefficients SI1, SI2 up to SIN. We now wish to develop a statistical characterization of the set of n correlator outputs. Let capital XT denote the random process, a sample function of which is represented by the receive signal XT. Correspondingly, let Xj denote the random variable whose sample value is represented by the correlator output Xj, small xj, where j belongs to 1 to n. According to the AWGN model, the random process Xt is a Gaussian process, and it follows therefore that Xj is a Gaussian random variable for all j. Hence, Xj is characterized completely by its mean and variance. Let Wj, capital Wj, denote the random variable represented by the sample value Wj produced by the jth correlator in response to the white Gaussian noise component Wt. The random variable Wj has zero mean because the noise process Wt represented by Wt in the AWGN model has zero mean, and consequently the mean of Xj depends only on Sij, which is shown here. So mu of Xj, that is the mean of Xj, expectation of Xj. Xj means Sij plus Wj. Therefore, expectation of Sij is nothing but a Sij. And expectation of Wj, that is mean of noise, which is already assumed here that it has a zero mean. So mean of Xj, random variable Xj, which is basically Sij. Now we have to find out the variance, which is denoted as sigma Xj square equal to variance of capital Xj, which is basically mean of, according to the definition of variance, mean or expectation of Xj minus the mean value. How it is differ from the mean value? So mean value is Sij square. So which is expectation of Wj square. Now we know that Wj is equal to integration of 0 to t Wt phi j t dt. Therefore, variance sigma xj squared equal to expectation of the first term Wj, that is the 0 to t Wt phi j t dt, and the second Wj, say 0 to t integration of Wu phi j u du. So just rearranging it, expectation of 0 to t double integration whose limit is 0 to t, then comes phi j t phi j u, then Wt Wu dt du. Now this noise variance is 0 to t double integration phi j t phi j u. Next is the expectation of Wt Wu dt du. Now this expectation of Wt Wu is basically the autocorrelation function of the noise process, and which is denoted as capital RWTU, which is the autocorrelation function of the noise process. Since this noise is stationary, then autocorrelation function RWTU depends only on the time difference t minus u. Furthermore, since the noise Wt is white with a constant power spectral density N0 by 2, we may express RWTU as N0 by 2 delta t minus u. Therefore, substituting this term into the last expression, this expression, we may get N0 by 2 double integration 0 to t phi j t phi j u delta t minus u dt du, which is N0 by 2 0 to t phi j square t dt. Since phi j t have unit energy, then we finally get the noise variance sigma xj square equal to N0 by 2 for all j. The important result shows that all the correlator outputs denoted by xj with j equal to 1 to n have a variance equal to the power spectral density N0 by 2 of the noise process Wt. Moreover, since phi j form an orthogonal set, we find that the xj are mutually uncorrelated. That means we have to prove that covariance of xj xk should be 0. So if they are mutually uncorrelated, that means covariance of xj xk should be 0. Then expectation of xj minus mu xj into x for xj, and for xk it is xk minus the mean value mu of xk. So xj minus the mean value of xj, that is Sij, and xk minus the mean value of xk, that is Sik. So the first term, that is the expectation of xj minus sij, which I already defined as wj, and the second term is wk. So expectation of 0 to t, wj means wt phi j t dt, and for wk it is 0 to t w u phi k u du. Just rearranging it, 0 to t double integration of 0 to t phi j t phi k u r w t u. It is the basically the autocorrelation function. Already I defined it, that is expectation of w t w u, autocorrelation function r w t u. So it is n0 by 2 double integration 0 to t phi j t phi k u delta t minus u dt du. So n0 by t, n0 by 2, 0 to t phi j t phi k t dt. So it is 0 if j not equal to k. That means xj and xk are mutually uncorrelated with each other. Now since the xj are Gaussian random variable, then the expression, last expression, this implies that they are also statistically independent. So define the vector of n random variables x equal to say x1, x2, x3 up to xn, whose elements are independent Gaussian random variables with mean values equal to Sij and variance equal to n0 by 2. Since the elements of the vector x are statistically independent, we may express the conditional probability density function of the vector x, given that the signal SIT or correspondingly the symbol MI is transmitted as the product of the conditional probability density function of its individual elements is shown here, that is f of x, x conditional Mi, which is a product of j equal to 1 to n f xj. Xj is a conditional that Mi is transmitted, and for I equal to 1 to m, where the vector x and scalar xj are sample values of the random vector x and random variable xj respectively. Now the vector x is called the observation vector, and the scalar xj is called the observable element. Any channel that satisfied this equation number 6 is called memory-less channel. Since each xj is a Gaussian random variable with mean Sij and variance n0 by 2, we have fxj x conditional mi, conditional probability, is equal to pi n0 to the power minus n by 2 exponential term minus 1 by n0 summation of j equal to 1 to n or xj minus Sij square, or if we can substitute it, then it can be formed as pi n0 to the power minus n by 2 e to the power minus 1 by n0 summation of j equal to 1 to n xj minus Sij whole square, or I equal to 1 to m. Finally, we can say that the AWGN channel is equivalent to an n-dimensional vector channel described by the observation vector x equal to Si plus W, where I equal to 1 to m. Now, the conditional probability density function, that is if x conditional mi, where I equal to 1 to m, are the very characterization of an AWGN channel. Their derivation leads to a function dependence on the observation vector x given the transmitted message symbol mi. However, at the receiver, we have the exact opposite situation. We are given the observation vector x, and the requirement is to estimate the message symbol mi that is responsible for generating x. To emphasize this, we introduce the idea of a likelihood function, which is denoted as capital LMI, which is equal to fx, where x conditional mi. Then we define the log likelihood function, because it is important, however, to recognize that although the LMI or the fx, this PDF function, have exactly the same mathematical form, their individual meanings are different. In practice, we find it more convenient to work with the log likelihood function, which is denoted as small lmi, just taking the log of both sides. So log of lmi. Now the log likelihood function bears a one-to-one relationship to the likelihood function for two reasons. First one is a probability density function is always non-negative. It follows, therefore, that the likelihood function is likewise a non-negative quantity. And the second one is the logarithmic function is a monotonically increasing function of its argument. Therefore, in that equation, ignoring the constant term pi n0 minus n by 2, just taking the log that is exponential term is not present, which is as minus 1 by n0 j equal to 1 to n xj minus sij square. Now see the expressions. So log likelihood function LMI equal to minus 1 by n0 j equal to summation of j equal to 1 to n xj minus sij whole square, and it comes with ignoring the constant term minus pi by 2 log pi n0. As it is a constant term and it bears no relationship to the message symbol mi. Note that Sij, where j equal to 1 to n are the elements of the signal vector Si representing the message symbol mi. So this is the log likelihood function. Therefore, in the next class, we will discuss on coherent detection of signals in noise. That is the maximum likelihood function or maximum likelihood decoding. Okay. Now I am ending the today's session. Thank you. Thank you so much.